He laughed at my car in front of everyone. Not a small joke, not a playful tease. He actually bent down, tapped the rust near the wheel, and said, "You drove this year? I thought it was the catering staff." Everyone laughed. I stood there holding a tray of drinks at his promotion party, smiling like it didn't sting. That car, it had 214,000 miles on it. The air conditioning only worked if I hit the dashboard twice. The passenger door didn't open from the outside, but it had carried me through college, through 2 jobs, through nights I cried in parking lots trying to figure out how to survive. And he knew that. Or at least, he used to. His name was Ryan. We'd been together for 4 years, long enough for him to see every version of me. Broke, hopeful, exhausted, ambitious. When we met, he was just starting in sales. I was finishing my business degree and working late shifts at a grocery store. Back then, he used to sit in that same embarrassing car and say, "One day we'll laugh about this." I guess he started laughing earlier than I expected. The night of the party, his coworkers filled our apartment. Expensive suits, loud voices, champagne I didn't buy. Ryan had just been promoted to regional manager. Big title, bigger ego. He had been different for months. Subtle at first. New clothes, new watch, new tone. "You should really think about upgrading your car," he had told me a few weeks earlier. "It doesn't match where we're headed." Where we're headed. I didn't respond then. I just nodded, because while he was busy climbing, I was building. What he didn't know was that 6 months ago, I had started something quietly, an online consulting service. Small at first, helping local businesses fix their budgets, restructure debt, plan growth. I worked nights after my regular job, weekends, early mornings. He thought I was just scrolling on my laptop. I didn't correct him. At the party, after the car joke, I went to the kitchen to breathe. My friend Maya followed me. "Are you okay?" she asked softly. I shrugged. "It's just a car." She looked at me. "No, it's not." And she was right. It wasn't about the car. It was about the way he looked at me when he said it, like I was something he had outgrown. Later that night, when everyone left, I asked him calmly, "Why would you say that?" He loosened his tie and laughed. "Oh, come on, it was funny." It embarrassed me. "You're too sensitive," he said, walking past me. "If you want people to take you seriously, you have to look the part." Look the part. I went to bed staring at the ceiling. That old car had been with me longer than he had. It never made me feel small. The next morning, I woke up before him. I drove to my usual coffee shop. The engine made that familiar rattling sound when I turned the key. I rested my hand on the steering wheel and whispered, "Just a little longer." Because I had a plan. 3 months earlier, my consulting side business had landed a contract with a mid-sized company. It was the biggest client I'd ever had. I helped them cut costs by almost 18% in 1 quarter. They referred me to 2 more companies. Money started coming in, real money. I didn't tell Ryan. Not because I wanted to hide it, but because I wanted to see something. I wanted to see if he valued me, or just status. Over the next few weeks, the comments continued. "You're still driving that thing? You should park around the corner when my boss comes over." That one hurt the most. Park around the corner. Like I was something to hide. One evening, we were at dinner with his colleagues again. Someone asked what I did. Before I could answer, Ryan said, "She's still figuring things out." Still figuring things out. I looked at him carefully. "I run a consulting business," I said calmly. He gave a tight smile. "It's more like freelance stuff." I didn't argue. I just stored the moment. Because here's the thing about being underestimated. It gives you time. Time to prepare. Time to move quietly. Time to decide. 2 months later, my business income officially surpassed his salary. He didn't know. I opened a separate account, met with a financial advisor, built a long-term plan, paid off my student loans completely, in silence. One afternoon, I visited a dealership. Not for me, for him. Ryan had always talked about a specific car, a sleek black model he pointed out every time we passed one. One day, he would say, "That's the car I deserve." Deserve. I test drove it alone. The leather seats smelled new. The engine purred instead of rattling. It felt smooth, controlled, powerful. I signed the papers 2 weeks later, in my name. The day I picked it up, I didn't post about it. I didn't tell anyone. I parked it at a friend's house. Then I waited. Ryan's birthday was coming. He made sure everyone knew it. "I'm expecting something big this year," he joked one night. "Regional manager now, remember?" I smiled softly. Oh, I remember. The night of his birthday dinner, we met his friends at a restaurant downtown. I drove my old car, as usual. He rolled his eyes when we pulled up. "You really couldn't borrow something nicer?" he muttered. I didn't respond. Dinner was loud. Toasts were made. He gave a speech about ambition and success. "And to my girlfriend," he added, glancing at me, "who's been along for the ride." Along for the ride. When we stepped outside after dinner, I handed him a small black box. He opened it. Inside was a single key, not to my old car, to his dream car. He frowned. "What is this?" "Come with me," I said. We walked down the block where the black car was parked under a streetlight. He stopped mid-step. "No way," he whispered. I held out my hand. "Happy birthday." He stared at the car, touched it like it wasn't real. "You rented this?" he asked. "No." His eyes slowly turned to me. "You bought it?" "Yes." Silence. His friend stood a few feet away, watching. "For me?" he asked. I nodded. He laughed in disbelief. "How?" That question. How? The same way I pay my bills, the same way I've been building for months. His expression shifted from excitement to confusion. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked quietly. "Would you have listened?" I asked back. He didn't answer. I placed the key in his hand. "You always said you deserved this. I just wanted you to understand something first." He looked at me carefully. "This car doesn't define you, and neither does mine." His friend slowly backed away, sensing something deeper was happening. "You embarrassed me," I said gently, "over a car that carried me through the hardest years of my life." He swallowed. "I was joking," he said. "No," I replied. "You were revealing." The street felt quiet, despite the city noise. "I don't need you to be impressed by me. I just need you to respect me." He looked down at the key in his hand. "I didn't know you were doing that well," he said. "That's the point. I wasn't loud about my growth. I didn't need applause. I needed partnership." Over the next few weeks, something changed in him. He drove the car carefully, almost cautiously. He thanked me more than once, but I watched closely. Respect isn't proven in big moments. It's proven in small ones. A week later, we were leaving his office event. He looked at my old car in the parking lot. Then he looked at me. "Do you want to trade it in for something you actually want?" he asked gently. It wasn't mocking this time. It was different. I shook my head. "Not yet." That car still had purpose. It reminded me who I was before titles, before money, before ego entered the room. A month later, he apologized properly, not in front of people, not as a performance, just us in the kitchen. "I was insecure," he admitted. "When I started making more money, I thought that meant I had more value. I projected that onto you." I listened quietly. "I'm proud of you," he added. "I should have said that earlier." That was the first time it felt real. Power doesn't always mean leaving. Sometimes it means standing firm and letting the truth reveal itself. I didn't buy that car to prove I was better. I bought it to prove I never needed to compete. He mocked my old car, but he forgot something important. It wasn't the car that made me powerful. It was the fact that I could stay quiet while building something he never saw coming. And when I finally handed him the keys, it wasn't about giving him a gift. It was about handing him perspective. If you've ever been judged for where you started, if someone ever mistook your silence for weakness, you understand this. Have you ever been underestimated like this? Tell me in the comments.